Right then, you lot. Have you ever been bouncing down the road in your car, comfy as can be, and spotted a tractor chugging along in the distance? You know, that bone-jarring, teeth-rattling journey it seems to be enduring. Ever wondered why tractors don't have springs like your precious car? You'd think a bit of comfort would be nice for the poor sod driving the thing, wouldn't you? Well, as usual, there's a method to the madness. Turns out those bouncy springs might be all well and good for a jaunt to the shops, but they'd be about as useful as a chocolate fire guard on a farm. Over the next few chapters, we're going to break down the top reasons why tractors ditch the springs and opt for a more, shall we say, agricultural approach to suspension. Get ready to delve into the wonderful world of tractors, because things are about to get very informative. Hold on to your hats, folks. First things first, let's talk about durability. See, tractors aren't built for comfort, they're built to work. And by work, I mean hauling heavy loads across unforgiving terrain. We're talking about fields littered with rocks, muddy bogs, and enough bumps to rattle your fillings loose. Now, your average car suspension with all its fancy springs and whatnot would crumble faster than a biscuit in a cuppa under those conditions. Tractors, on the other hand, they laugh in the face of adversity. They need axles that can take a pounding, and that's where solid axles come in. These bad boys are about as tough as a badger in a dustbin, able to withstand the constant stress and strain of farm work. They're simple, robust, and about as likely to break as the queen is to start rapping. So, while you're enjoying your plush ride to the supermarket, spare a thought for the humble tractor built for strength, not speed, and definitely not comfort. Next up, let's talk about stability. Picture this. You're cruising down the road, top down, winding your hair, when suddenly, you hit a bump and the whole car starts wobbling like a jelly on a trampoline. Not ideal, is it? Now imagine that same scenario, but instead of a car, it's a tractor loaded down with tons of grain. One good bounce and you've got yourself a recipe for disaster. That's why tractors need to stay as stable as possible, even on the most uneven terrain. And that's where springs become a liability. They might offer a smoother ride, but they also introduce a dangerous level of bounce. 1 minute you're upright, the next you're on your side, looking like a flipped turtle. So, while it might seem counterintuitive, those rigid axles are actually crucial for keeping tractors upright and those precious crops safe. Now, let's talk traction. You see, a tractor's lifeblood is its ability to grip the ground. Whether it's pulling a plow, hauling a trailer, or simply trying to navigate a muddy field, traction is king. And how do tractors achieve this legendary grip? You guessed it, those trusty solid axles. Unlike spring suspensions, which can allow wheels to lose contact with the ground, solid axles ensure that all wheels are always planted firmly on terra firma. Think of it like this. Your car on a slippery road is like a drunk trying to walk a straight line. A tractor with solid axles, on the other hand, is like a mountain goat, sure-footed and unstoppable. So, the next time you see a tractor effortlessly pulling a mountain of hay, give a nod of appreciation to those solid axles working tirelessly to keep things moving. Now, I'm a simple man. I like my beer cold, my engine's loud, and my machinery as straightforward as possible. And that's another reason why tractors stick with those solid axles. Simplicity. Fewer moving parts mean fewer things to go wrong. And on a farm, time is money. You don't want to be stuck in the middle of a field with a broken suspension when you've got crops to harvest. With a solid axle, you've got a system that's easy to understand, easy to fix, and about as reliable as the sunrise. No fancy electronics, no complicated hydraulics, just good old-fashioned mechanical engineering. It's a thing of beauty, really, like a well-oiled gun or a perfectly poured pint. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, money. Farming is a tough business and every penny counts. That's why tractors are designed to be as cost-effective as possible, both in terms of upfront cost and maintenance. And guess what? Those springless wonders help keep costs down. Solid axles are cheaper to manufacture, simpler to maintain, and less likely to require expensive repairs. It's a win-win situation for farmers everywhere. Think of it this way. You wouldn't buy a Rolls-Royce to haul manure, would you? You'd buy a sturdy, reliable truck that gets the job done without breaking the bank. And that's what tractors are. The workhorses of the agricultural world. Built for practicality, not luxury. So, next time you see a tractor bouncing across a field, you'll know exactly why it's built that way. It's not about comfort, it's about practicality, durability, and getting the job done. Those solid axles might not be as cushy as your car's suspension, but they're the backbone of modern agriculture. And let's be honest, there's a certain charm to their rugged simplicity, isn't there? It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of tractors, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more farm facts. Until next time, cheers.